morning and welcome to At Home with Roby. I'm Patrick McIsaac from Roby Electric, along with Trent Hayson from the Roby family of companies. We are your hosts. Trent, today is a special day. It's our 100th show. They let us stay for 100 shows.
Well, it is pretty cool.
That is cool.
I hope I'm prophetic here. Go Hills. Go Hills.
Ooh.
The game is actually tonight.
Right.
So we don't know the outcome, but I'm going to predict the Carolina Blue victory here. We're not going to be of my childhood. It was the Denver Broncos for a while, and then the Buffalo Bills for a while. Was it the Utah Jazz? I think they made it to some. They won some later on, and the Denver Broncos did. But when I was a kid, it was like the king of the runner-ups.
Well, you could also talk about Phil Mickelson at the U.S. Open, 6-time runner-up, the U.S. Open, never won. You don't really want to be classified with that group of people.
He's never won the U.S. Open?
Never won.
To this date,
There is folks, if you're a golf fan, I'm sure you've seen this, but on the Golf Channel, show called Faraday, and David Faraday interviews people, and there was a 2-part series with Phil Mickelson the last couple of weeks, and it is awesome. Very cool to learn about him, but he's 6-time runner-up at the U.S. Open. Never won a U.S. Open, but he's got 3 Masters, so I think that'll suffice.
He's won some big games or some big matches.
Well, do you want to? Since you're predicting the future today,
you want to predict who's going to win the Masters today?
Today is Masters Sunday, which should be a national holiday.
I don't know much about who's going to win. Who are you calling there, buddy? Bubba.
Well, no. Bubba will be a good. Dustin Johnson's coming off 3 straight wins.
Yeah, Dustin's pretty good.
So he's got a chance.
He's a Carolina boy, down from the coast of Carolina, right?
You're right.
That was big. Yeah.
But like them, and I'm gonna bring this back to our 100th show. Those guys can all break 100 playing golf. You and I, we struggle with that, don't we?
Oh, you
break 100.
I've never seen you score 100 on 18 holes of golf. I have typed in my my PGA score app on my phone. I've typed in 100 plus many a time.
That's a hard feeling, isn't it?
I don't know. It is what it is. It's no use in lying to the downside because, hold on, first off, I don't lie. But there's no use in lying to the downside because it hurts you when you compete.
Exactly.
Because you play against your handicap.
I agree.
Except you got to tell people your handicap.
And that's one of those things, that it can be pretty embarrassing on the first tee when you're playing with guys that are like, oh, I'm a 3, I'm a 6.
Yeah, they're trying to do their game. Like, what's your handicap? 22.
Right.
No, I mean, that's my old favorite gun. No.
We talked about that last show, about the Gamecocks, I believe.
We shot a cock.
They did. The Gamecocks are gone. But hold on. For South Carolina people,
they won a championship.
The women's team looked awesome on Sunday
win a
night, and they won. And I was actually real proud of that. I thought that was cool. So the state of South Carolina now they have the reigning men's baseball champion in Coastal Carolina. This is my way to get Clemson into the show.
Okay.
The reigning national football champions in Clemson, and now they have the women's national champions in South Carolina. So if your prophecy is correct, then the Carolinas would also have the men's national champion as this show airs, which we all are hoping that will happen.
Somebody said the South will rise again. We are rising in the collegiate sports athletic world, so that's good.
It is a good week for sports, though. You're right. We have all these great basketball games, and then, of course, the Masters, which is awesome. And I know you had the opportunity to go. You're going to go check it out.
Yeah. I'm gonna go down for a day this week. It's gonna be fun. I generally get to go down with some customers or vendors or whatever. I mean, in our world, people take people down, walk around for a day. It was one of the most very special things that my dad got to do.
I remember that day.
You went with us, and my sister joined us. She's an ER doctor down in Augusta. And she usually works the tournament every year. She'll be an ER specialist at the tournament. But I think it was me, you, my dad, my brother, and Taylor, right? You got the tickets, and he had so much fun. But I think he was starting to get sick then, so he that walking around, I think, wore on him a little bit. But
well, it's funny that, and of course, being sort of clueless, I think you're right, because I think your sister made a comment and she obviously could pick up on that stuff very, very well. But in our office at Roby Electric and at the Andrew Roby office, there's a flag where we all signed the Masters flag like as if we had played in the tournament. And people walk my office and like, oh, whose autograph is that on that flag? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It always is a good story for me to tell, and I know for you as well.
I had the same thing happen this past week, and they're like, that is awesome. And I was like, it is, man. My dad got to go. They're like, oh, I thought that was Tiger Woods. No. It's just us.
but I think it's more important that it's just us.
It is.
That's what's so cool about it. And I hang that flag with pride. I've got something else to your dad. It's in my office. I know you know this, but you kind of walk around. There's an old rickety yellow ladder that I've hung on to for 4 or 5 years. It's also in our office that we kind of use around the shop, and it's kind of cool. In big Sharpie, it says R-O-N, Ron.
Oh, I have all his tools. I have in my mom's garage. I've got a couple saws that say Ron on them. I mean, they'd be more practical with our guys. I did give a lot of his tools to our guys, but I drive his truck, so I cleaned that out. A couple years ago. I still have the tools that are applicable to what I do. Fill the toolbox. They all have his Sharpie markers on it. And then actually, because I get out and knock around a little bit in the field, I actually keep a Wonder Bar and a hammer. I have about 5 or 6 of my dad's hammers, but I have his favorite hammer and his Wonder Bar. I keep right at the feet. Below my feet, up against tucked under my driver's seat in my truck. So when I jump out and need a Wonder Bar or a hammer, that's what I got. And they say Ron in his letters is pretty cool. He had block letters. I think he always tried to write like an architect with his left hand. He'd curl his left hand in. But he was a big fan of people with left hands too, that were dominant left-handers.
So he's probably cheering for Phil Mickelson up there today in the Masters.
He liked Phil Mickelson. He did.
I like Phil as well.
He liked all left-handers.
Trent,
he felt sorry for him.
100 show, man. Let's reminisce a little bit on segment 2 and 3. We're going to go back through some of our favorite shows. I know we've got a lot of people that did catch us on the way to church, on the way home from church, so I'm sure they'll remember with us some of these moments.
Let's do it. We'll talk. We'll go through some of our shows and cut up a little bit when we return. Stick with us. We'll be right back.